Testing, testing. Mr. Roy, can you hear me? Hamza, how you doing? Can you hear me? Testing. Can you hear me? You can. Thank you, thank you. How is everyone today? How you doing, Martin? How are you, Hamza? Good, good to hear. Can I take it both of you are going to be involved in tonight's quiz? Tomorrow is February. Indeed, the start of the Winter Olympics is nearly upon us. Advance register for Mr. Martin Roy. Absolutely, sir. Martin Roy. Hamza, it's a simple game. We have between 5 and 10 contestants. We play to 10. Each correct answer is worth a point. The first correct answer in the chat gets the points. If there should be a dispute, we will have some final decisions made by the audience where we can poll or put a certain question to vote. We will also have some third umpires who will hold the scales of justice. Are you in? Good evening, Andre. Ladies and gentlemen, please register your name for the quiz. The quiz of all quizzes. How are you doing, Andre? We have Martin Roy down so far for the quiz. Yesterday was an epic battle. I believe Annie came out victorious. Trippy, welcome. How are you? Need I ask, are you in for today's quiz? Will your name be second on the interactive scoreboard? Let's go. Ladies and gentlemen, we welcome Trippy, Martin Roy, and BM3379. Three players so far. Between 5 and 10, and we'll get started on our first round. Hamza, would you like it to be your first time? I will gladly put your name down on the interactive scoreboard. Precision engineering at its finest. Photo frame finishes will be captured and are technologically advanced. Mrs. Bartlett, are you a player? Hamza, our fourth player. Hamza, 3UD. Yesterday we had two Carls playing. All that malarkey made me very confused. So we shall be more distinctive on the names we give. How you doing, Alex? Ladies and gentlemen, please register for tonight's quiz. The moment has arrived. Pages are ready. Silence falls like a storm before battle. This is not just a quiz. It's a reckoning of preparation, focus, and nerve. Please join Martin, Trippy, BM, and Hamza on what will be an epic game. Do we have any other players, ladies and gentlemen? Mrs. Bartlett goes down. Amy Bartlett. Thank you, ma'am. So far, 5 players. Ladies and gentlemen, we have 5 players so far for tonight's quiz. Do we have any other joiners? Usman, will the scales of justice be safe in your hands? I would gladly accept you as a third umpire, a VAR, the official of all officials. Mr. Usman Ali, it would be my honor to referee this game with you. Sir Wellington goes down as a player. A fierce opponent, one not to be taken lightly. Sir Wellington, welcome. His name precedes him. Some call him Sir. I myself call him Duke. Mr. Usman Ali, welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to our third official. A quick recap of the rules, regulations, and the contractual agreements we play by. We have a number of contenders, contestants. Absolutely, Trippy. Would love to have you here. It's a game to 10. The first correct answer in the chat will take 1 point. The first to 10 wins. If and when, I should add, there are any contestable decisions, at first it will be put to a vote from the audience, should there not be any conflicts of interest. If the vote cannot be decided in an amicable fashion, our third umpire, Mr. Usman Ali, will have the final say on any rulings. Trippy, tomorrow it would be my honor to share and host this game with you. So far, we have 6 players, ladies and gentlemen. Please put your name in the chat if you wish to be included. Please register your name in the chat to be included. We'll start in officially 3 to 4 minutes. If we have other players that want to join, we'll put it to our current contestants. They will have to say. If you do wish to join a round late, once the quiz has commenced, There will not be any advantageous. You will not be set on par. If the leader has 4, we will not start from 0. You will continue and pick up where the game has been left off. If, for example, Martin or Trippier go into a 3-0 lead and you wish to join, the scores will not reset. You will join at a disadvantage. EV Flash, may I include you on the interactive scoreboard? Thank you, sir. We have Mr. EV. EV Flash. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 players so far. Ladies and gentlemen, do we have any other takers for tonight's quiz? What is your stream time? It varies, Mr. Hamza. It varies. Mainly in the evenings, after I finished work or general responsibilities. Evening to late evenings for a couple of hours. Ladies and gentlemen, Martin, Trippy, BM, Hamza, Mrs. Bartlett, Sir Wellington, EV Flash. The game will commence. Again, a quick recap on the rules. We have Mr. Usman as our official third umpire. The first to 10 will win. The first correct answer in the chat will get the points. If a point is contestable, it can go to a vote or to our third official. The choice is yours. Are we ready, ladies and gentlemen? Martin, Trippy, BM, Hamza, Amy, Sir Wellington, EV, best of luck. Your first question. I second that. Well said, Mr. Usman Ali. Well said. May the best player win. Confidence, determination, nerve. Alas, let the games begin. Your first question. Who directed the film Titanic? Who directed the film Titanic? The first correct answer by our registered player is Trippy. Yes, indeed, James Cameron directed the film Titanic. May I take this opportunity to ask if Nathan would like to join the quiz? If so, the decision will go to our current contestants. Zayn. Can Zayn and Nathan join? Lambert, happy birthday. I hope you're doing well, bro. I hope you're doing well. Red Hoods, are you playing? We are adding Zane. Zane, you're in. Zane, you're in. Unless there are any objections, Mr. Usman Ali, as our third official. Red Hoods is also playing. These are our final players for the evening. Nathan, are you in? The first point, therefore, went to Trippy. Congratulations, Trippy. Off the mark. Next question. Ladies and gentlemen, what is the square root of 121? The correct answer is 11. Third official, can we get a confirmation on the first correct answer, please? A number of correct answers in the chat. Mr. Usman, may I get a ruling on the first correct answer? Thank you, sir. Trippy, back-to-back points. Congratulations. A fantastic start. Ladies and gentlemen, your next question. Name the country that won the Football World Cup in 2022. Name the country that won the Football World Cup in 2022. The correct answer is Argentina. Mr. Usman Ali, our third official, can we get a ruling that Martin was the first correct answer from our registered players? Argentina is the correct answer. Lionel Messi, the coup de grace of his career. Zane got it first. Congratulations, Zane. You are off the mark. Ladies and gentlemen, true or false? Water boils at 100 degrees centigrade. True or false? Martin Roy. Correct. Congratulations, Martin. A good start by a number of our contestants this evening. Your next question. Who painted the Mona Lisa? Who painted the Mona Lisa? Usman, can we get a correct ruling, please, sir? And the first correct answer. Please keep in mind, ladies and gentlemen, spelling and accuracy is of the utmost importance. We will need full names. Leonardo da Vinci. Red Hood, congratulations, off the mark. Ladies and gentlemen, your next question. What is the capital of Canada? What is the capital of Canada? The correct answer is Ottawa. Mr. Usman Ali, I have Zane as our correct answer. Could you give me a confirmation, please? Tricky one, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you. Contenders, Usman Ali is our official third umpire. The scales of justice are in his hands. Your next question, ladies and gentlemen. Name the actor in Forrest Gump. Name the actor who played Forrest Gump. Appreciate you, Sally. Thanks for tuning in. The correct answer is Tom Hanks. Usman, can we get an official ruling, please? Trippy on 3 points. Congratulations, Trippy. A fantastic start to tonight's events. Ladies and gentlemen, your next question. Who founded the car company Tesla? Who founded Tesla? The correct answer is, of course, Elon Musk. Mr. Usman Ali, our third official. Can we have a ruling, please, sir? Trippy putting daylight between the contenders here. A gap of 2 now between first and second. Trippy v Zain. Enter this quiz with composure and determination. Trust your preparation. Stay focused. Stay disciplined. The game is not done. Stranger things have happened. Anyone who's been on some of these tests before and these quizzes before can attest to that. Yesterday, we had Appletree at 9 points, needing 1 to win. An outstanding comeback by Annie. 6 questions on the bounce. It's not over till it's over. Ladies and gentlemen, your next question. What is the capital of Spain? What is the capital of Spain? The correct answer is, of course, Madrid. Mr. Usman, thank you, sir. Zain, closing the gap. Is this going to be a 2-horse race? BM, Hamza, Bartlett, Sir Wellington, EV, Red Hoods, and Martin Roy, respectively, off the mark. Ladies and gentlemen, your next question. In what year did World War II end? In what year did World War II end? I'm afraid we cannot accept multiple answers. Unfortunately, Zain. Mr. Usman, after Zain, could you please confirm who gave the correct answer of 1945? BM, off the mark. Congratulations, sir. Well played. Your next question. Ladies and gentlemen, who wrote Romeo and Juliet? Who wrote Romeo and Juliet. William Shakespeare is the correct answer. Mr. Usman, can you please get a ruling? Based on spelling and grammar, Zain got it first. Thank you, sir. Zain ties things up with Trippy at 4-all. Congratulations. Your next question. What is the capital of South Africa? What is the capital of South Africa? We will accept both. We will accept both. Pretoria, Cape Town. Unfortunately, Johannesburg is not in there. $3019, how you doing? Did Zain get it? Does Zain take the lead with this? Mr. Mohammed, are you joining? I'll put it to the audience. Zain, congratulations on 5 points. Based on the vote, you're in. Mo 3019. To give you a recap, we have Zain in the lead on 5, Trippy on 4, Martin on 1, BM on 1, Red Hoods on 1. You join Hamza, Amy, Sir Wellington, EV, who are yet to get onto the scoreboard. Good luck. Appreciate you, Red Hoods. Many thanks for joining. Feel free to join us on the refereeing team as a third official with Mr. Usman Ali. You're more than welcome to. Gentleman and a scholar. Appreciate you. Ladies and gentlemen, your next question. Please write in the chat the chemical symbol of gold. The chemical symbol for gold. Mr. Usman, the correct answer is AU. I believe we have the correct answer from Marty B. Marty B, we are around halfway through the game. In the last round, we allowed Mohammed 3019 to play. If you would like to play, I can put it to a vote to the contenders. Please state if you would like to be included, Mr. Marty B. If so, we will put it to a vote, sir. Contestants, please cast your votes. An overwhelming 8 of you. Marty B, welcome in. You join around halfway through what has been an epic battle and what proves to be so far a two-horse race between Zayn and Trippy. Having said that, there have been a number of correct answers for the questions in the chat. Trippy, do you contest this decision? Do you contest this? Mr. Usman Ali, I leave the question in your hands. Please declare and decide on a ruling as it relates to Trippy's question. Sammy, how are you? Welcome in. The poll was after Marty submitted the right answer, so the point goes to Trippy. A brilliant decision by our third official. One of logic, one of rationale. It's how we play the game. Ladies and gentlemen, your next question. Please remember, spelling, grammar is of the utmost importance. Your next question. What does NASA stand for? What does NASA stand for? We are still waiting on a correct answer. Voided round. Time is up, ladies and gentlemen. NASA, in fact, stands for National Aeronautics and Space Administration. EV Flash. Unfortunately, the answer came a fraction too late. Your next question, ladies and gentlemen, what does the J stand for in JPEG? What does the J stand for in JPEG? The correct answer is joint. The correct answer is in fact joint. Well done, Trippy. Moves to 6 points. The finishing line is within sight. You're close, but a lot can happen on the road to glory. Ladies and gentlemen, your next question. How many keys are on a standard piano? How many keys are on a standard piano? The correct answer is 88. Unlucky. Some good guesses. Some good guesses in the chat. Mr. Usman Ali, our brilliant third official. The outstanding, amazing Mr. Usman. Can we have a ruling, please? Trippy submitted 2 answers and deleted 1. Unfortunately, that is not conclusive. We have a contestable point here. We'll put it to a poll. Should Trippy get the point? Trippy, you're showing great humility, great sportsmanship, great camaraderie. Voided round. King Panther 819. I think it only fair to offer you the chance to join this quiz. Ladies and gentlemen, contenders, does KP8 join the quiz? KP8 is in. Marty, KP8. Mentor 7146. You're in. Your next question, ladies and gentlemen. True or false? Humans share over 60% of their DNA with bananas. True or false? Humans share over 60% of their DNA with bananas. Surprisingly, it's true. You'd be amazed the amount of DNA we share with all living organisms on the planet. We are indeed all cut from the same cloth. Mr. Osmanali, can we get a ruling on the first correct answer? Is Kamikaze playing? Kamikaze, are you in the quiz? Yes or no, please. A definitive answer. If you are not in the quiz, you have two options. You can either not answer or you cannot answer. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, the point goes to Mohammed. 3019. Off the board, congratulations, sir. Next question. Ladies and gentlemen, what organ uses the most oxygen in the human body? What organ uses the most oxygen in the human body? The correct answer is the brain. Marty, a late joiner, off the board. Congratulations. Next question, ladies and gentlemen. What metal has the highest melting point? What metal has the highest melting point? Matteo is in. The correct answer is tungsten. Mr. Third Official, may we get a ruling, please? Trippy moves to 7 points, 3 points from victory. We can all laugh, we can all learn. Congratulations, Trippy, on nearing the finish line. Zane in second place. Red Hoods, Mo 3019, BM, and Marty, all in joint third with Martin Roy. Your mentor, a latecomer. You'll need 8 points on the bounce minimum to be able to take this. It's not impossible. We saw something very similar last night. Ladies and gentlemen, your next question. What can travel around the world while staying in one corner? We're into the riddle section. What can travel around the world while staying in one corner? Apologies, ladies and gentlemen. The correct answer is stamp. What can travel around the world while staying in one corner? Carl. Carl is back. Is it Carl B by any chance? Or is it Carl B? Let me see. If it is, it's Carl H. Carl H. We've let a number of players in. It would be unfair to not let you. Welcome in. You come at a serious disadvantage, though. Trippy is on 7. Zane on 5. Two tremendous players. Your next question, ladies and gentlemen. What movie features the character Darth Vader? What movie features the character Darth Vader? The correct answer is, of course, Star Wars. We'll go to our third official, Mr. Usman Ali. Thank you, sir. Zane, making a fight of it. Congratulations. Ladies and gentlemen, your next question. What is 1/4 as a decimal? What is 1/4 as a decimal? The correct answer is 0.25. Point is the decimal point. We will accept Carl's answer. Carl, welcome in off the board. Your next question. What is the next prime number after 7? The correct answer, Mr. Usman Ali, is 11. May we have a ruling on that, please, sir? Inevitable. I am inevitable. I'm sorry. We cannot accept I am inevitable. We have reached our limit of players in the game, unfortunately. Please, Mr. Usman Ali, who was the next player who got it correct after I am inevitable? I can put it to a vote, I'm inevitable, but I cannot promise anything, sir. Marty, a latecomer. I am inevitable. Marty, congratulations, Marty. I am inevitable. I will put it to a vote. The people will decide. Your decision, ladies and gentlemen. Mr. Inevitable, after a close vote, we will go with the people's answer. I am in. Was it inevitable for you to join? Was it inevitable for you to win? Welcome to the game. Good luck. The contest has reached a critical point, ladies and gentlemen. Early momentum no longer matters. Small advantages are easily erased. From here on, every choice must be deliberate. Accuracy, composure, discipline will determine who advances and who falls behind. There is no room for hesitation or error, ladies and gentlemen. Each question now carries weight. Zain, Trippy, respectively, 3 and 4 points away from victory. Ladies and gentlemen, your next question. Who directed the movie Oppenheimer? Who directed the movie Oppenheimer? Mr. Usmanali, the correct answer is Christopher Nolan. Can we get a ruling? Thank you, sir. I am inevitable. First round, first points. Congratulations. Ladies and gentlemen, your next question. In the game of football, what does a hat trick mean? In the game of football, what does a hat trick mean? The correct answer is 3 goals. Zain got 3 goals. We will accept 3 goals. Zain ties things up, 7 apiece with Trippy. Congratulations. Congratulations. All correct answers. We will accept 3 goals. Ladies and gentlemen, your next question. Name an England football manager. Please name an England football manager. First name and last name. Some beautiful answers in the chat. Gareth Southgate, Roy Hodgson, Phil Neville. He was in the coaching staff, I think, but not a manager. Roy Hodgson, of course. Ladies and gentlemen, we came up at occurrence a few nights ago on the final question. I remember the question vividly. Doesn't need to be answered. I'm giving you some context here. Let me just say the surname was not capitalized. Will we accept, Mr. Usmanali, will you accept Zain's answer in spite of the fact that the S of Southgate was not capitalized? Will Marty take the points? We must be specific, ladies and gentlemen, with our answers, with our spelling. No, Gareth Southgate, an absolutely legendary manager. Took us to a couple of finals and a semi-final in Europe. Based on the fact that I haven't been penalised before, yes, Zane gets it. I'm going to have to put it to the audience as a contestable decision. Every point here is crucial. No half measures can be taken. Decision will be made by the people. Zane gets the points, decided by the people. A close call. Zane takes the lead. Mr. Beza. Hope you're doing well, sir. Mr. Beza, we're at the final stages of the game. We are at the final stages of the game. We are nearing the conclusion. You would be at a serious disadvantage to join now. Beza is in. Welcome in. Hope you're doing well, Mr. Beza. May I take a moment to tell you about an epic final? I'll put the stream details of that in the chat. Just forward to the last 15, 20 minutes. An epic final between Mr. Beza and Mr. Slim. Ladies and gentlemen, your next question, I digress, my apologies. What city is the White House in? What city is the White House in? The correct answer is Washington. Mr. Usman, can we get a correct ruling, please, sir? Mr. Usman, please, at this late stage of the game, we can have no room for error. No room for error. No hesitation. There can be no reasonable doubt. It must be beyond. Mr. Usman, please. Your ruling, please, sir. It was Zane. Zane, against the odds, has come back in dramatic fashion. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Zane is 1 point away from victory. Martin, Trippy, BM, Hamza, Amy, Sir Wellington, EV, Red Hoods, Mo, Marty, KP, your mentor, Mateo, Carl H, Mr. Inevitable, Mr. Beza. One of you needs to take this next question to keep the game alive. Ladies and gentlemen, what is the largest US state by land area? What is the largest US state by land area? The correct answer is Alaska. You would think Texas, right? That would have been my initial guess as well. Bit of a trick question since Alaska lays just to the north of Seattle, I think. Carl, congratulations. 2 points. Fantastic for a great start. Next question, ladies and gentlemen. In European football rivalry, which football rivalry is called El Clasico? Between which two teams is a football rivalry known as El Clasico? Beza, keeping everyone in the game here. Arsenal, Chelsea. I tell you what, though, there was the game today, West Ham v Chelsea. Check the highlights. 2-0 down. Check the highlights. I won't spoil it. Ladies and gentlemen, congratulations, Mr. Beza. Zain is 1 point away from victory. Each question carries weight. Every response influences the outcome from this moment on. Your focus must remain steady. Execution is important. Ladies and gentlemen, you need this to keep the game alive. Which country hosted the 2012 Olympics? Which country hosted the 2012 Olympics? Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Usman, can we get a correct ruling, please? That is not the correct answer. England is not the correct answer. The correct answer is, in fact, United Kingdom or Great Britain, seeing as events were located in all members of the British Isles. Marty, congratulations. You keep everybody in the game. Your next question. So far, the team has banded together to keep the game alive. We have Zain with an outstanding performance, who sits on 9 points, 1 away from victory. for the last 3 rounds. He has been halted, stopped at the finishing line by some great players. Trippi in second with 7. Beza, inevitable, Carl, Marty, honourable performances for late joiners. You need this to keep the game alive. Your next question. Which country? Apologies. Voided round. Voided round. Your next question. Which company owns Instagram? Which company owns Instagram? The correct answer is Meta. A number of correct answers. A number of correct answers by our contestants today. Our contenders, our players. Mr. Usman, may I have a ruling, please, sir? Kamikaze. Kamikaze is not in the game. Can we have the next correct answer? Carl H. 3 points. Congratulations. The game continues. An outstanding performance by a number of our latecomers. Beza, Inevitable, Carl, Marty, keeping everybody in the game. Which, Mr. Scarpi, how are you, sir? And we have Mr. Usman Ali as our third official today. May I take this moment to congratulate you on a job very well done. Gentleman and a scholar. Thank you, Mr. Scarpi. It'd be our pleasure to have you join as our third official umpire as we move into the closing stages of this game. If not, you have a free ticket. Feel free to spectate. The choice is yours, sir. Ladies and gentlemen, your next question. True or false? Sound travels faster in water than air. The correct answer is true. Master Beza. Mr. Beza. Who remembers the final between Mr. Slim and Mr. Beza? A remarkable game. A game of champions. We were all winners that night. Quiz. Quizzes won. The world of quizzes won. Doing well, thank you. Doing well. Ladies and gentlemen, your next question. One of our 14 players needs to get this to avoid Zayn winning. To keep the game alive, what is 1,000 divided by 25? What is 1,000 divided by 25? Mr. Mohammed, 3019, 40 is the correct answer. How is this carrying on? Strange things happen when great minds get together. The standard has shifted. Expectations are higher. Consequences are immediate. The remaining questions will decide the outcome. Ladies and gentlemen, for the last 6 rounds, the team has banded together to keep the game alive. Zayn has been 1 point away from victory for 9 rounds. An amazing game. An amazing game. Ladies and gentlemen, true or false? A stupendous confectionery, a strawberry bonbon. Would you like a Smartie? Big shout out to Chris Eubank, the senior. I didn't even finish the question. You guys. I'm going to avoid true or false questions now. I see your game. I see your games. I just say true or false. Someone writes true. Someone writes false. Hey, you got 50-50. We are avoiding true or false questions. You clever people. You clever people. You took your shot. You take your chance. You shoot from the hip. You clever people. No more true or false questions. Your next question, ladies and gentlemen. What is the longest river in Europe? What is the longest river in Europe? Ladies and gentlemen, the correct answer is the Volga River, flowing 3,531 kilometers through Russia into the Caspian Sea. The correct answer is the river Volga. It is the largest river in Europe by discharge and drainage basin. Well, we learn something every day. Carl said it. I think I've got Trippy here. I've got Trippier making a comeback here. Mr. Usman, Dr. Salik is not a registered player. Could we get the next registered player with the correct answer? Trippy moves to 8, 1 point away from Zayn. Ladies and gentlemen, the stakes are high. The competition is intensifying. With Zayn on 9 and Trippy on 8, there is no margin for recovery, no allowance for uncertainty. Each action will have a direct, weighted consequence. Ladies and gentlemen, you need this to keep the game alive. Your next question. What is the name for a number divisible only by 1 and itself? The correct answer is prime. Master Beza, congratulations. 3 points. Ladies and gentlemen, your next question. What desert is the largest hot desert on Earth? What desert is the largest hot desert on Earth? The correct answer is Sahara. Of course. You know, I was watching a documentary a while back now. They said the Sahara was once a green forest area, like a jungle. And over time it changes and flips and cycles. What an amazing planet we live on. Mr. Usman, Truth is unfortunately not a registered player for this game. Could we have the next correct answer? Sahara means desert in Arabic. Wonderful knowledge. Wonderful knowledge. Carl, congratulations, sir. Ladies and gentlemen, your next question. We have a contestable decision. As always, it will go to the people. If Zayn gets this, he wins. Please be honest. Please be transparent. Let's show some camaraderie, some fellowship to our fellow man. The name desert is in the question, therefore we will accept Sahara as an answer. It's an overwhelming majority of people who seem to think that Zayn did not get this correct. 14 votes. Unfortunately, Zayn, the people have spoken. You will have to be conclusive in your answer, definitive, and hasty when typing it. The game is still alive. The people have banded together. Zayn, you have to be quicker. You have to be quick to draw, shoot from the hip. Think fast. Ask questions later. Ladies and gentlemen, your next question. What country contains Mount Kilimanjaro? What country contains Mount Kilimanjaro? Ladies and gentlemen, the correct answer is Tanzania in East Africa, situated near but not within the Kenyan border. Please refrain jumping to conclusions. We must be specific in the answers we give. Unfortunately, no one gets the points. Unless I am mistaken. Do I stand corrected, third official? Do we have a correct answer of Tanzania in the chat? Did Trippy get it? Did Trippy get it? If so, Trippy ties it up at 9-all. The quiz has reached its most demanding stage. There is no margin for recovery and no allowance for uncertainty. Please make this decision with accuracy. Our third official, Mr. Ismanelli, has verified that, coupled with the majority of votes. Trippy, congratulations. You tie things up at 9-all. 10 consecutive rounds. 10 consecutive rounds. It's 9-all. Zayn and Trippy, you both need a point to win the game and go into the final round. To the rest of the team, contenders, contestants, players, patriots, you need this to keep the game alive. Next question, ladies and gents. What novel begins? Call me Ishmael. What novel begins? Call me Ishmael. False. Some good guesses. Some good guesses. Carl H. War and Peace. Not a bad guess. The Great Escape. I can see how that could be written in the first person. The correct answer is, of course, Moby Dick, a great novel set in the whaling era. Very interesting. Very interesting novel. Plays around themes of captives becoming the captors. The captors. Call me Ishmael. I definitely recommend giving it a read. Yeah. Captain Ahab, who is obsessed with hunting and killing Moby Dick, the giant whale that took out his leg. I think there's a couple of movies on it as well. Hey, Casey, how you doing? 4-0, wasn't it? 4-0. Ladies and gentlemen, I digress. My apologies, my sincere apologies. Well, next question. What does API stand for? What does API stand for? Master Beza. Correct. The game is still alive. Beza moves to 4. Ladies and gentlemen, your next question. What actor starred as Neo in the film The Matrix? What actor starred as Neo in the film The Matrix? We have Trippy. Me, I starred. It was me. Ladies and gentlemen, I think we have a winner among us. An outstanding comeback. An outstanding comeback. Mr. Trippy. Mr. Trippy. Congratulations. Bravo. Bravo, Trippy. Ladies and gentlemen, that does not conclude this evening's events. Encore! Encore! I hear them shout from the stands. The audience roars with anticipation. The interactive scoreboard. Trippy, Zane, Beza, Carl, Marty, Mo, Martin BM, Red, Carl H, Inevitable. Outstanding performances. Outstanding performances. Take a bow, absolutely. Could my third official, Mr. Usman, say a few kind words regarding Trippy's performance and the game as a whole? We'd love to hear from you. Great job today, Mr. Usman. Thank you. A few words as I polish the trophy, as we ready the trophy for your acceptance. Unbelievable game. Unbelievable game. Now, Trippy, it is your raw. It is your raw to choose someone to take into the final round. The parable of the tortoise and the hare, persistent wins. A wonderful, wonderful comparison by our third official. Well said, sir. The persistence, the desire, the never give in attitude, the consistency, the constant turning up, grinding away. Couldn't agree more. Congratulations, Trippy. Trippy could have taken the easier way out. Trippy, is that your final decision? Do you wish to take Zain into the final round? Trippy v. Zain. Before we start, ladies and gentlemen, who are you backing? Who are you backing, ladies and gentlemen? Marty B, I just read your comment. Absolute pleasure having you here. We have a few laughs, we learn. Speak to you soon. What great odds. What great odds we have here. Trippy v Zain in our final. It's practically 50-50. And not surprising given the stats. The data never lies. As they say, the league table never lies. We are first against second. An honourable decision by Trippy to take in the strongest opponent into the final. Trippy doesn't want any excuses, any favours, any handouts, any hand-me-downs. Trippy wants the best. Trippy wants to play the best, to be the best, to beat the best. Let me add a final caveat before we commence this final round, ladies and gentlemen. This is a final between two players, Trippy and Zain. Now, as my esteemed colleague, Mr. Usman Ali, our third official, will have experienced, it is very hard for us to control who says what and who answers in the chat. Therefore, we have a workaround. If Trippy or Zane, do not answer first or correctly in the chat. The first correct person in the chat will be able to decide who they give that point to. Hence why we had the vote before. Zane, it seems you have 50% of the audience with you. Trippy, it seems you have 50% of the audience with you. We are poised for a great final, ladies and gentlemen. Good luck to all contestants. Thanks everyone for playing. We've had a few laughs, a few learns. That being said, we are now whittled down to our final two, the creme de la creme, the upper echelons, the big brains, a test of mental fortitude that knows no bounds. Head to head, toe to toe we go. Trippy v Zane. Are you ready? Trippy's ready. Zane, are you ready? Then, without further ado, we commence the final round. Trippy, Zane, your first question. What country FIFA World Cup? What country won the first FIFA World Cup? The correct answer is Uruguay. The first point goes to Zane. Zane takes the lead. 1-0. Trippy? Trippy, with a direct, poignant question. Zane, are the allegations true? Zane, we ask again, are the allegations of being assisted with AI true? Have you paired with the robots? Ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen. Do we believe Zane? Has Zane been using Alexa? Has he been using Mr. OpenAI, Mr. ChatGPT? Is he in contempt? Outrageous. Outrageous. Mr. Zane. The overwhelming majority of our audience believe that you may be a bit too quick, a bit too unbelievable with the speed of your answers. Are you in contempt of court, Mr. Zane? Are you being truthful to your fellow man? Have you paired with iRabbits? Unfortunately, Mr. Zane, your rush to defend yourself raises more curiosity than certainty. This is more questionable. Trippy, our final contestant. Do we continue? We may have to take a ruling. We may have to take a ruling. At this stage, assumptions are exposed quickly. Partial understanding is no longer sufficient. Third umpire sees no evidence of tampering, sandpaper, or dusty pockets. Mr. Zane, our third umpire, Mr. Usman, has ruled. You will continue. But lest this be a warning to you, kind sir. The use of AI and cheating will not be tolerated in this quiz. Ladies and gentlemen, we continue. Your next question. Zane, take out the Z and the N and you are AI. You're fooling nobody. AI is in your name. Your model number, M2005. Your serial number, AI Zane. AI is in your name. You are AI. With your model number, model 2005. Has the wall been pulled over our eyes, ladies and gentlemen? Has AI got too real, too personable, too human? Blasphemy will not be tolerated in this quiz. I'm sorry. I can't. We carry on. We carry on, ladies and gentlemen. Please. Composure. Class. Trippy. Zane. What is the Roman numeral for 90? What is the Roman numeral for 90? Trippy. Correct. Evens the score at 1-1. Zane, it's all fun and games. Come on. Mr. Zane. We go to the data, sir. We go to the data. We go to the interactive scoreboard. An outstanding performance. We welcome you to this final. We welcome all players, all contestants, all lurkers from around the globe. We appreciate you all. We have a few laughs. We have a few learns. Your next question, for pride, for glory, for the win. What chemical element is named after a planet? What chemical element is named after a planet? The correct answer is uranium. Ladies and gentlemen, our third official, can we see who got the answer correct in the quickest time, please? Once you have that, could you please direct? Rob T says it was Rob T. Rob T, you have a decision. You can award your point to Trippy or to Zane. The choice is yours. Trippy. Correct. 2-1 to Trippy. Ladies and gentlemen, your next question. What country has the most volcanoes? Zayab, how you doing? Enjoy the Maldives. Enjoy the Maldives. I look forward to hearing about it. The correct answer is Indonesia. Yes, sir. Carl, please, your vote to Trippy or to Zane. To Zane. To all. Congratulations. I mean, at the start, before we commenced the final round, ladies and gentlemen, we had a poll. It was around 50-50. It seems to be true to the stats at this stage. To all. Ladies and gentlemen, your next question. What particle carries the electromagnetic force? What particle carries the electromagnetic force? The correct answer is photon. Mr. Usman. Was it Zayeb? Zayn, sorry. Thinking about Zayeb flying off to the Maldives, man. How beautiful. How gorgeous. I've never had the pleasure. I've been to the other side, but never that far. Beautiful. Soft currents, warm waters, blue like the sky. Trippy got photon first. Thank you, sir. Thank you, Mr. Osman Ali. Trippy takes the lead. 3-2. Your next question, ladies and gentlemen. How many feet make up 100 meters? How many feet make up 100 meters? Mr. Osman, can I get a ruling, please? The correct answer is 328. Do we have a correct answer? The correct answer is 328. Next question, no points. A coffee shop called Central Perk was famous in what 90s TV show? A coffee shop named Central Perk was famous in what 90s TV show? The correct answer is, of course, Friends. Me, myself, I grew up watching it. Monica, Phoebe, Rachel, Ross, Joey, and of course the late Matthew Perry. What a show. What beautiful, simpler times. Carl was first. Yeah, what a theme tune. Carl was first. Carl, you know the drill. Who gets the points? Mr. Carl, an absolute gentleman, by the way, who wasn't here on yesterday's quiz, donated half of his points to Apple Tree. Well, sorry, donated all his points to Apple Tree. Apple Tree still lost. Trippy this time then. Trippy, you're on 4. Hello from the North Pole. How are things up there? Magnetic. Ladies and gentlemen, Apple Tree's here. I didn't even see you. Yesterday's game, Apple Tree. How? Look, Carl donated his points. Apple Tree took all the points and still lost to Annie. What a game. What a game. How you doing, Apple Tree? Good to hear from you. Never have I seen someone snatch defeat out of the jaws of victory in such fashion. Never have I seen that. Ladies and gentlemen, Carl, yeah, great stuff, guys, great stuff. Trippy, Zane, Trippy, you need this to win. Zane, you need this to stay in the game. I'm actually going to start a folder. I know it's not the most accurate way to keep track of data, but I can't really be bothered to set up an Excel sheet. Although tell me, if stuff gets serious, I will do. I actually love Excel. I love workflows. I love formulas, all of that cool stuff. So you tell me, we'll start setting up some interactive stuff. But right now, I'm gonna keep these. I digress. Next question. Zane, you need this to stay in the game. Trippy, you need this for victory. Ladies and gentlemen, who scored the Hand of God goal? Who scored the Hand of God goal? Mr. Sean, how you doing? Welcome in. Good to hear from you. The correct answer is, of course, Diego Maradona. Probably one of the most obvious handball I've ever seen. He called it the hand of God. I think we call it the hand of Diego. In fact, ladies and gentlemen, who was first? Mr. Usman, can we get a ruling? Please. Imperative decision here. Trippy to win, Zane to stay in the game. Zane got Maradona first. Zane, congratulations. You're still in it. We do need whole name accuracy. Absolutely, Trippy. That is a rule we have stood by. Sorry, is there a contestable decision here? Mr. Third Official, please. Can we get some clarity on the full name, Diego Maradona? If we go for whole name, then Trippy got it. I'm going to have to put this to an audience. There are no half measures in a game of such magnitude. Trippy or Zane? It's an overwhelming majority for Zane. It's 50-50 at the moment. Now, it's 50-50, ladies and gentlemen. The game continues. We cannot move forward with such inconclusive evidence. Zane, will you continue? It's too inconclusive, I am afraid. Too inconclusive, I am afraid, Mr. Bezel. We go into our final question. Next question. Who wrote The Art of War? Who wrote The Art of War? A simply marvelous question. Trippy, our winner from the first round. Our winner in the final round. Bravo. Congratulations. Ladies and gentlemen, please show your support for two tremendous players today. Zane, Trippy, and all of our other contestants. And all of our other contestants who made the game so much fun. Martin, BM, Hamza, Amy, Sir Wellington, EV, Zane, of course, Red, Mo 3019, Mr. Beza, a previous finalist, Mr. Inevitable, Carl H, Marty, KP8, your mentor, Mateo. Absolutely outstanding. The examination is complete. Performance has been assessed. Standards have been upheld, and results are final. Trippy, your consistency, your control, your nerve under pressure makes you a well-deserved winner. It is with great pleasure I hand over today's cup to Mrs. Trippy. Bravo, bravo, congratulations. Ladies and gentlemen, it's always a pleasure, never a chore. If you've got any ideas, themes, topics you want to add in, we'll have a few laughs, have a few learns. I tip my hat to all of you. Good night, ladies and gentlemen. Have a great evening, morning, evening, afternoon, wherever you are. We'll speak again soon. Good night.